by Alina Chamberlain. Part 8. The Practices Makes Everything Perfect. Level 4. Boundaries and the Power of No. Auditing your energy leaks. The inability to say no is one of the most pervasive reasons for the energetic freezing of the abdomen. When you accept excessive obligations despite a lack of internal resources, your body physically contracts to endure the burden, creating a protective armor that stifles your glow. Level 4 is about shifting from self-sacrifice to self-honesty. This isn't about coldness. It is about recognizing that any assistance offered to others at the cost of your own vitality eventually breeds resentment and exhaustion. Today, we begin to treat your energy as a finite, sacred currency that requires conscious management. Step 13. The Architecture of Protection. Your time and your energy are your most precious resources. Every time you say yes out of a fear of causing offense or appearing bad, you subtract a fragment of life from your own soul. Today, we reclaim the right to your personal space. Boundaries are not walls meant to isolate you. They are doors that you have every right to close when you need to restore your inner sanctuary. The practice, the space audit. To intellectually and somatically identify the specific tasks that act as energy parasites in your daily life. Look at your schedule for today and tomorrow. Identify and write down 3 tasks that you are performing solely out of a sense of obligation, guilt, or the inability to decline a request. Do not attempt to change them yet. Simply observe their presence in your field. Question for self-reflection. When I visualize myself politely declining one of these 3 tasks, what happens in my body? Do my shoulders drop, or does my abdomen tighten in fear of judgment? What is the primary emotion holding this yes in place? The ritual of the day, the sphere of safety. Stand with your feet firmly planted on the ground. Close your eyes and visualize a transparent but impenetrable sphere extending 1 arm's length around you in every direction. This is your personal energetic sovereign zone. Take a deep, resonant breath into your belly and feel that within this sphere, you are entirely safe and autonomous. You are the sole guardian of this gate. You are under no obligation to admit anyone or anything if your vessel is not overflowing. The sensory anchor, the sovereignty pause. The red anchor now serves as your negotiation buffer. Every time you see the color red, and especially if someone makes a request of you, do not respond immediately. Inhale into your abdomen and use the golden script. I need to check my schedule/energy. I will get back to you shortly. This provides the necessary neurological gap to hear your true internal response, the yes or the no of your body. Step 13. Completion. By simply naming the burdens you carry, you have already begun to loosen their grip. You are moving from being a resource for others to being a resource for yourself. Write down your notes, self-reflection, anchor, somatic inquiry for the evening. Of the 3 tasks you identified today, which one causes the most intense physical tension? Is the barrier to letting it go a fear of social disapproval or an old good girl contract of guilt? Step 14. The Guilt Detox. Releasing the burden of others' expectations. Guilt is the primary mechanism that forces a woman to sacrifice her soft center to maintain the facade of being good. Physiologically, guilt acts as an emotional tourniquet, a persistent contraction that prevents your life force from flowing freely. It is the sentinel standing at the threshold of your freedom, whispering that your needs are secondary to the comfort of others. Today, we deconstruct this mechanism. We must realize that you cannot pour from an empty vessel. By honoring your boundaries, you actually become more authentic and valuable to the world, rather than a resentful martyr. The message of the day. Guilt is the guardian at the gate of your sovereignty. It tries to convince you that your needs are less important than the expectations of others. But the truth is, self-care is not a betrayal of the world. It is an act of integrity. Today, we distinguish between healthy responsibility and toxic guilt. You are responsible for your actions, but you are not the architect of everyone else's emotions. The practice, the guilt detector. To intellectually separate real harm from the simple act of breaking social conditioning or unvoiced expectations. Throughout the day, whenever you feel that familiar internal sting, the I should have, or I am letting them down, pause immediately. Ask yourself the diagnostic question, have I truly caused harm, or have I simply declined to meet an expectation that wasn't mine to carry? Observe how naming the guilt often begins to dissolve its physical grip. Question for self-reflection. Where do I physically store guilt? Is it a weight on my chest, a lump in my throat, or a sharp clenching in my abdomen? What happens to that sensation when I direct a warm, deep breath specifically into that area? The ritual of the day, returning the weight. Close your eyes for a few moments of quietude. Visualize your guilt as a heavy backpack filled with jagged stones. Each stone represents someone else's expectation of you. Mentally unbuckle the straps and set the backpack on the ground. Step away from it and state clearly to yourself, I take responsibility for my actions, but I am not responsible for the emotional reactions of others. Feel your shoulders broaden and your spine lengthen as the phantom weight disappears. The sensory anchor, the right to choose. The red anchor today serves as an affirmation of sovereignty. Every time you see the color red, take a deep, grounding breath and affirm, I have the right to my boundaries without explanation. Pay close attention to your abdomen. Does it soften in agreement? Or is there still a micro-resistance? Simply notice, without judgment. Step 14. Completion. By unmasking guilt as an external noise, you have weakened its hold over your biology. You are preparing your nervous system for the next level of freedom, the actual practice of the refusal. Write down your notes, self-reflection, anchor. To move toward the technique of the clean decline tomorrow, we must identify which shadow is speaking loudest to you. If I refuse, I am being selfish, or without my help, everything will fall apart. Part 8. The practices makes everything perfect. Step 15. The savior complex. Dismantling the illusion of control. Believing that everything will fall apart without my help is one of the most exhausting burdens a woman can carry. This conviction transforms you into a metaphorical atlas, attempting to hold the entire sky upon your shoulders. Physiologically, this belief keeps your body in a state of permanent hypertonicity, your abdomen clenches, and your nervous system readies itself for the next rescue mission. In reality, this hyper-responsibility is often a shield against the fear of feeling unnecessary or the discomfort of witnessing others' imperfections. By insisting on controlling every outcome, you inadvertently prevent those around you from growing and rob yourself of the ability to simply relax and experience the flow of life. The message of the day: the world is far more resilient than you imagine. Your hyper-responsibility is a trap that steals your lightness and ages your spirit. Today, we practice the art of trust. Trust in life, trust in circumstances, and trust in the capabilities of others. Allow events to unfold without your intervention. True orgasmicness is found in trusting the current, not in trying to direct every drop of the river by hand. The practice, the trust experiment, to somatically witness that the world remains stable even when you withdraw your active control, thereby lowering your baseline anxiety. Select one minor task today that you usually micromanage or perform on behalf of others. Consciously choose not to interfere. Allow it to be resolved, or even to remain unresolved without your participation. Observe the situation as a neutral witness, rather than a frantic participant. Question for self-reflection. What actually happened when I released my grip? Did the world collapse, or did it remain standing? More importantly, what was the physical sensation in my belly at the exact moment I decided not to intervene? The ritual of the day: open hands. Sit comfortably with your spine tall and place your hands on your knees, palms facing upward. This is the universal gesture of receptivity and non-grasping. Take 10 deep breaths, imagining that with every exhale, you are releasing the invisible threads of control you hold over the world. Silently affirm, I have the right to simply observe. I have the right to not be the savior. Feel the warmth spreading from your palms, traveling up your arms, and settling into a softening abdomen. The sensory anchor, the authority check, the red anchor today, serves as a control audit. Every time you see the color red, ask yourself, am I attempting to manufacture the outcome right now, or am I allowing life to flow? If you detect physical tension, intentionally unclench your fists, soften your jaw, and release a long, slow exhale. By stepping back from the role of the eternal support, you are creating space for your own restoration. You are learning that your value is not defined by your utility, but by your presence. Step 15. Completion. By the end of the day, write down your feelings. Try to fully experience and relive each touch within this new reality. Write down your notes, self-reflection, anchor. To finalize this level, we must look at the shadow behind the need for control. Which outcome scares you most if you were to stop holding it all together? Judgment. People will think I am irresponsible or lazy. Chaos. A mess will be created that I will eventually have to clean up anyway. Redundancy. If I am not helping/saving, then I have no inherent value. Which of these fears feels the most acute? Step 16. The final release of the controller. The fear of chaos is often the most rational voice in a woman's mind. It whispers, if I don't control this now, I will have twice the work tomorrow. This logic acts as a silent architect of permanent tension, refusing to let the abdomen relax for even a second. However, this rigid control is a deceptive trade-off. It offers the illusion of order at the direct cost of your vitality and creative fire. To experience the true orgasmicness of life, you must permit a degree of unpredictability. Today, we conclude our work on boundaries by realizing that your ability to tolerate imperfection is directly proportional to your ability to experience pleasure. The message of the day: chaos is not your enemy. It is simply life that hasn't been forced into your boxes yet. Your capacity to withstand the world's imperfections is the gateway to your capacity for delight. Today, we allow the mess to exist so you can witness a profound truth. It will not destroy you, but acknowledging it will grant you the sacred right to rest. The practice: friendship with disorder. To decouple your internal sense of peace from the state of your external environment, identify one specific zone, either physical or digital, where chaos is brewing, e.g., a sink of unwashed dishes, a mounting pile of unread emails, or an untidy corner of a room. Consciously decide to leave it exactly as it is for one more day. Instead of fixing it, spend that exact block of time on an activity that brings you visceral joy. Question for self-reflection: what did I feel physically when I looked at the disorder and chose not to do? Did I manage to keep my belly soft and receptive? Or did I feel an internal clenching, a desperate urge to correct the environment to feel safe again? The ritual of the day: dancing in the epicenter. Stand in the middle of a room where there is visible disorder. Close your eyes. Take 5 deep abdominal breaths. Visualize this mess as merely a background stage set. It has no sovereign power over your internal state. Begin to move your body fluidly, swaying your hips and softening your shoulders. Affirm to yourself: my internal peace is more valuable than external structure. Feel the freedom of being the only calm point in a shifting world. The sensory anchor, the priority check. The red anchor today is your ultimate choice. Every time you see the color red, ask yourself, what is the priority right now? The perfect order around me, or my living, breathing, relaxed center? If you choose your center, offer yourself a genuine smile. You are winning back your life. Congratulations. You have successfully navigated level 4, boundaries and the sacred no. You have faced the sentinel of guilt, dismantled the illusion of the essential savior, and made peace with the unpredictable nature of life. Your energy is no longer leaking. It is beginning to pool within you, ready to be directed toward what you truly love. Write down your notes, self-reflection, anchor. We now transition from cleansing to filling. This is the stage where we move beyond what you should do and explore what your body truly hungers for. Personal integration. This journey is an individual current. If you feel the need to linger in the energy of trust and letting go for another day, honor that impulse. Do not rush the blossoming of your power. If, however, you feel a spark of curiosity in your womb, we are ready to proceed. Are you ready to discover what your body truly wants in step 17? Or would you like to anchor your trust in the flow for one more day? Discover the secrets to nurturing your lifestyle and love style at Wish for Love. The electronic version of all chapters from the full book She Who Awakens by Alina Chamberlain can be found at wishforlove.org.